Welcome back to The Dark Orb and our second episode of The One Who Watches From Below for Dungeon Crawl Classics, which of course is one of our favourite old school Renaissance style classic fantasy pulpy games made by Goodman Games. I hope you enjoy this series, and if you do, please hit like, please subscribe. If you're watching live, please let us know in the comments. And this should be a bunch of fun. The last episode ended on quite a cliffhanger, and I'm really excited to see what happens next. So with Devious Dungeons, Foreboding Forests, and the Coolest Cats, my name's Phil, and welcome back to The Dark Orb. Hey, welcome back, everyone. We have Judge Zach is back with us, hopefully, because he's running the game.
Yeah.
And we have also, absolutely, we have also Erin. Phil is returning back to his seat now. Hey, good to see you, Phil. Sadly, Jay, our other player in this campaign, can't make it for this episode, which is a real shame. But we will hopefully have Jay back for the next one. Should we do a recap of where we were?
Yeah, cool. I'm not sure if you lot have spare level ones you want to bring in. If we can bring in a couple more, just to make sure that I don't kill you too quickly in the episode. But feel free to, whilst I'm recapping the episode, feel free to organise that if you want to. You travelled to the Cave of Secrets at the behest of Varuth Moss, who was a frog-headed wizard that you rescued from a block of ice in your hometown of Bitterweed Barrow. It's been a long trek to get out here, and the reason that you were going to the Cave of Secrets is because Varuth needs a artifact known as the Black Pearl, with which he can reconstruct a mirror that you unceremoniously broke, trapping him on this plane, not allowing him to return to apologize and appease Bobugbliz, who he defected from in his home plane. He needs to find it. It's not with the loot that was around him. Obviously, years of hundreds of years of being locked in a dungeon means that you were obviously not the first ones in there. So going to the Cave of Secrets, you're hoping to be able to find the secret of where the Black Pearl is. You wandered in. You met an old man named Waitley, who was promptly tried to dispatch, unsuccessfully, as he turned into black smoke and disappeared into a monolith. You found a dwarf with no eyes. And smooth skin where the eye sockets should be, which was quite horrifying. Not horrifying enough because you still went into the dungeon. And you appear, as we left you in the last episode, you appear to have found the source of the whole, no eye look that is so fashionable in this part of the world. And it is touching the emerald's eyes of the demonic facade that has been carved into the door in front of you. Now, I will to try and make the game slightly easier. You have already checked the door for traps and so forth, so it's been established that you can sort of touch the door with no ill effects. But the emeralds cause severe sickness and eye rolly downy the body thing. Yeah,
and run away.
Yeah.
So the eyeballs basically sort of came out and went all the way down and sunk into the floor.
All that. Well, so they didn't so much come out as they like came down your face as if they were still sort of like built into your body, but new like eye sockets were like sort of as you were traveled down, yeah. And then the similar thing has been created in the ground now. here's the thing, and this is the cool thing about this event. This is basically the gimmick of this adventure, right? Which is actually really cool. So if you were to purchase this in PDF or hard copy form, there is a page that they have that's got eyes in the middle of it, and it is a face shield. And the idea is that when you're playing in like together, now that you're eyes, you can only be eyes, right? And you just have to like sort of like that's what you got. Now we can't do all of that exactly online, but we can do some of it. So you can mute yourself and you can do sort of eye charades, and we can describe for anyone who's not actually watching the stream but just listening to it sort of what's happening. But as you've just become eyes, what I think we should do just right now is if you can sort of experiment with your new form a little. You might need to get a little bit closer to your camera just so that we can see your face a little bit better. But yeah. But what's Jem doing?
She looks terrified.
So looking to the left and the right. So now as Jem starts looking to the left and right as they are, the eyes start creeping along the floor in the direction that they're looking, and so they begin moving around, sort of thing, in the directions that it's looking. Would you care to? Is there anything else that you're doing at the time? So yeah, you're moving backwards and forwards.
So, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
My character is now a pair of eyes in the floor.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
What's the body doing?
The body is standing motionless, slumped in a similar sort of fashion as the dwarf was.
Like the dwarf was.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
The body's so it's just a pair of eyes.
Yeah, so feel free to communicate through your other character, but with the eyes, if you need to say anything, you'll effectively be sort of spelling out things on the walls with the eyes, other than to do some form of I don't know, it's just something. So they're the sort of, so if you want to write a message in chat, what I'll get you to do is just go 1 to one character, 1 to another character. That's kind of the speed that you're able to write messages out on the walls for that character. So if Jem needs to communicate anything, then that's kind of how they will do it.
Poor Jem.
So what I'll get the other players to do who aren't Jem is to, if you can just take your earphones off for a moment so you can't hear us, and I'll give you a thumbs up when you can come back.
I'll pull us out of the thingy as well. So
okay, so you can see my thumbs up, so I can. Okay, cool. Jem. So Jem is in the floor and is sort of like looking at the ceiling at the time, and what Jem sees is a giant spider emerge from a hidden niche, and it crawls a lot across the ceiling, and it's just about to drop on one of your teammates, who are all staring at your transformation in horror. You have 30 seconds to get your teammates to look up whilst only using your eyes to communicate. So, good luck. So, is Phil getting my thumbs up? Yep,
yes. Cool. Now I'm going to break the fourth wall for a second and say that I'm in the same house as Erin, and all I could hear was her giggling.
I was just explaining to somebody in the room here with me. I was saying that the other person's got to explain to us what's going on with their eyes only.
So the party is looking in horror at the transformation of the eyes on the floor, and this is what they see through. Do you want to describe for anyone listening what you're seeing at the moment?
Kind of like cross-eyed and upwards.
Yeah.
So it's like look up, look straight forwards and up.
Are they gesturing towards the door? Or just
They're gesturing straight up.
Okay.
Okay. I'm wondering, can we communicate with them? Do you think so? Like 1 blink for yes, 2 blinks for no. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So they
Blinking
can
works,
hear
yeah.
us. So we've got some sort of communication going on. So were you asking us to go up to the door?
Look up.
That's a no.
Look up.
Look
Who's
up with
got-
a yes. Okay.
Who's got the lowest luck, including Zeb?
I think it's probably still Barbo who's got 8.
I don't know. 10.
No, Brody's got 8.
Yeah, and there will be also another character that I'll have join. There's a
Cool.
dwarf that wanders in. Probably from the other room.
So Farg's brother wanders in. I'm assuming that's their name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he walks in. He goes, "How's the yakking going, boys?" And then he sees the eyes, and she goes, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And then he looks directly above. It was Brody or Barbo that had the lowest luck.
Brody.
He looks directly above Brody, and he's like, "What is going on here?" And he points just above you, and you turn around, and there's this like maw and legs of this giant spider reaching around, and they get coming from up is where the spider came from, and yeah, they're going to get 1 free attack for no one actually looked up. You just up. What do you mean up?
You mean up? Oh, the eyes look really disappointed in this.
Cool. So let's get some initiative.
Somehow Jem's managed to do that look that you get from like a parent to a partner. You know the one.
Not mad, just disappointed.
Yeah. I can't believe you've done that.
An eye roll. Yeah.
So we've got an armor class of 7.
Okay, cool. Let's get some initiatives as well.
How do you want us to do that? Just as we would for levels for a funnel? Just highest one.
So highest one is what you're going to act on.
Sure. That's a 16 from Mike 3.
Okay.
13 from mine.
Zeb.
With your eyes, come on.
Zeb, because presumably Jem, can't do much. It's so that one. 4.
Yep. Cool. Jem has a stat block. So Jem can still act on your turn. And Jem also has a special power that you might want to look into as well.
Yep.
Jem also has a -2 to their luck whilst in eye form. Nice. That's basically exactly what the thing in the DCC is doing. Cool. So it's going to be Dark Orb Phil, and then Phil, and then it's going to be the spider's turn, and then it's going to be Aaron, and the spider gets 1 free attack on Barbo for being so stealthy. Brody, sorry, for being so stealthy. So I tell you what, it's going to go ahead and have a crack at webbing you.
Okay.
So it's actually a 10-foot radius, so it's probably going to get both your characters.
Yep.
Get them to make agility checks.
Okay.
DC 12.
Okay, here we go. I've got a 16. That's a good for Farbo. Let's have a look. And Brody is. Brody only rolled a 3.
Okay, so splat.
Yeah.
And you are Brody is immobilized for 1 round. So yeah. No, so we'll skip him for 1 round. Dark Orb Phil, what are you going to do about the spider? Webbing everywhere.
How high off the ground is the spider? Is it at arm's length for a human?
It's just webbed me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, fictional spiders do webbing in interesting ways, so...
it was, I mean, as it was described, it was like sneaking down to get sort of closer.
Yeah, it's coming down rather than just sort of staying up there. Okay.
And you say fictional, but it feels very real to me.
So I do have one question, which is that I have not played a dwarf above level 0, I think, ever. If I have, it's not been for a couple of years. I know how warriors work. I know dwarves are very similar.
Yep. So dwarves work very similar to warriors. They have a deed die. They can do mighty deeds at arms, but they also get a shield bash. So so basically what happens is the shield bash uses a D14 instead of a D20. You still get to add your deed die, and you can still attempt mighty deeds at arms with the shield bash as well. The shield bash does a 1d3. And that's kind of what you got. It's just the second attack. It's the
second
called
attack.
sword and board. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. If you're using a single-handed weapon. Okay, cool. In that case, I think I'm just looking at my other characters here. Yeah, I think what's going to happen is that because of having the highest agility, Yaga's going to go first, and is effectively going to probably using Jem's body as a kind of launch pad. Half climb up onto Jem's body and then kind of try and do
the eyes disapprove.
A slice of the spider, one of the legs of the spider, and then follow it up with a bash to the head.
I like it.
Not looking to do any damage to Jem, but kind of seeing as Jem's not going to complain at this point. But yeah, a slice at an arm and then a bash to the head if possible.
Cool. If you manage to pull off the mighty deed, then you can get double your deed on the damage.
So first hit was not a success. Well, I presume not a success. I'm gonna look. That was a 10 for the first.
10 all in. Yeah, no good.
Okay, that's fine. And then there's a D16. Let's try and remember which one's the 16. I think it's 14. So it's that one. For the shield bash. So tries to go for a swing at one of the leg moves. And no, not a crit, a fail, not a fumble, but loses footing, I think, because Jem's not exactly the most stepladdery of humans. Kind of pushes off. Jem falls back, and
that's probably what goes. That's probably what you do. You like climb up the top of them, and then they just like fall over really slowly.
Bang! And I'm trying to jump off, but all I've done is push Jem onto the floor, and I've kind of like launched 0 feet.
You just Hulk smashed her into the floor, basically. Yeah.
Pretty much. And yeah, I rolled a 2, so a 3, including my deed dice. So a bit useless.
A pair of really unimpressed eyes look up at you from the floor.
Right.
Glaring.
And Yale, who's a warrior with a fairly large battle axe, just looks and laughs and goes, is that what you're trying to do? All right then. I can do better. And kind of tries to run up to a wall, kind of launch off the wall at the same arm, trying to take that spider leg off.
Feeling like a massive Superman sort of...
Exactly. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera. Rolled a 2 and a 1. Great. Yeah, my guys are doing great. And I think Groovex then will knock an arrow with a longbow and just see if he can grab fire an arrow into one of the eyes of the spider.
Righto, sure.
It's not going to do any worse, but fails. 3 failed attacks.
I mean, great though. They all looked really good though. You know, like, yeah.
That looked amazing. I rolled a 5 on that last one.
It's like the guy with the swords in Indiana Jones. You know, like before he shoots him. Yeah. So Phil, what about your?
I think they're all put off by this really weird smell in this room. It's all a bit floral.
Yeah.
So while we were doing that, I went to Purple Sorcerer and I've rolled up another first level, and it's also a dwarf actually. So following behind Yarg is Yarp. To join in, he's actually really basic.
You're basic.
No armor. He has no armor. This is a first level character. He has no armor and he's only got a staff. Yeah, but he makes up for it in lots of other ways. So let's see how he goes.
Okay.
So Brody is trapped in the web, so he's going to be trying to free himself. So he's going to be trying to shuffle out of whatever webbing that's all around him. Barbo is sword and dagger and is going like a two-handed attack onto the spider's underbelly, because obviously he's a little bit shorter than everybody else. So we're going to try that. So that's 2. I think we do D16 for those. So I've got an 8, which is almost certainly a miss. And a 16, which is a hit. Let me just check, see if I've got any pluses on those. I don't think I have. Oh yeah, I get +2 melee attack actually. So that's a 10 and an 18. So I think they're both. One of those is definitely a hit.
One of them was a hit. Yep.
Okay. And so that would be short sword first. That was the miss, and then dagger second. So that's a D4. And of course, we rolled a 1.
You rolled it. Okay, so we've got a fumble. All right.
No. 1 as in damage for the dagger.
Oh right. Okay. Cool. Yep. 1 dagger damage.
Yeah, and that's it for that, because it was a miss but not a critical with the sword, so with the two-handed attack. And then Yarp sees what's going on and he's like, "Oh my word!" Yeah. Uses the staff that he's been using as a walking stick and just runs into Bop the spider right in the middle of all of its however many eyes it's got.
Cool. When you swing the staff back, you hear the familiar bong of the shield that you carry on your back. Yarp wouldn't be caught dead without the family shield.
Oh, let's kind of
yeah.
Oh, you are absolutely right. It's the only other thing apart from a crowbar in my kit.
Yeah, a dwarf isn't anything without their shield.
Yep.
But yeah, the cousin Yarp, cousin of Yarg and Farg, always got to follow the family crest.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
The never says no to anything, that guy.
Yeah, what is it? The crossed keys, isn't it? The family emblem.
Yeah, that's what I heard, yeah.
So he's coming in for an attack. So it's a D20 for the dwarf. Let's have a look. +1 for me. Oh, gone.
Well, so with the dwarf, maybe it's worth explaining this real quick. Dwarf works the same as the warrior. So rather than having a modifier, so to speak, you roll a deed die, and so you've got like a variable sort of modifier. Your deed normally at level 1 is D3. You do add your strength though as well, don't you, for the melee? Yeah. So it's strength plus your deed die, and then and with your deed die, what happens is it allows you to have sort of like minor effects in the battle. I want to jump off Jim and try and get some extra damage, or I want to push him against the wall and try and knock him out or something like that. And if you roll a 3 or higher on your deed die, then the deed happens and you get something good. You need to roll 3 or higher on your deed die and also hit for the deed to happen though. Your deed die carries over from both the hit, it carries over to the damage. So if you rolled a 3 on the hit, then you get 3 on the deed die for the damage as well.
Very good.
So that's how you do it. And you can roll your deed die both on your regular attack and then your shield bash as well. So your shield bash is rolled at a D16. D16.
Yeah, as a second attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's 16 or 14 though.
I thought it was 16.
Yeah.
Because
cool.
It's next one down in the chain.
No, it's actually 14. Yeah.
That's all right. I'll do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, 16's two-handed.
Yeah.
And when you're doing dual wield.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I've rolled. So I still have to roll a d20 and my d3 as well. Yes.
Yep. So that's for your first attack, and then your shield bash will be a
d14.
14.
d14
and a d3 as well.
Yeah, and a d die. Yeah.
Okay, so I've rolled a 19 and a 3 for the first attack with the staff, going for the head.
That's it. Yeah.
So, and then what do I do? So damage is a d3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. It says d3 plus 1 damage, 1d4 plus 1 plus deed. What does that mean? So I think it's d3 plus 1, so that's 4 damage.
Yep. And then plus the deed that you rolled originally for the hit.
Yeah, which is that's.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
So
roll
it's
as
the
well.
damage of your.
Oh, I get
it's
you.
the damage of your staff. So
Yeah.
the damage that your staff does, which is a d4
Plus the deed. Yeah.
plus the deed, which you'd already rolled, which is 3,
3.
plus your strength modifier, which I think you said is 1.
So the d4 is a 2, the deed was a 3, and the strength modifier is a 1. So that's
6.
3, 4, 5, 6 points. Yeah. 6 points of damage with a little stick.
It squeals and some ichor flies out of its head, from a fresh new cut. You hit it so hard that you cut it with a blunt instrument, and that was with the staff, right? Have you got a shield?
Yeah. So now shield attack. Yeah. So that's a d14.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a 12.
12 is a miss, but you are aware that from previous rolls it's not by much.
We've got quite a lot of luck. Should we burn a bit off? Go on.
Burn that.
How much would you like to burn?
Let's go for 2.
Yep, that's a hit.
Oi! So that's with the shield. I don't know what damage a shield does.
Yeah, so shield does 1d3.
Okay, here it comes. And is that again plus the deed from before?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, in that case, that's just a
I'll
2.
need to check.
So I popped it in the face after it was recovering from the staff blow.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you bop it, and then you go to swing, grab the shield off your back, and it catches for a moment on your shoulder, but your luck pulls you through, and you swing it around and hit with great effect. The shield bash does 1d3 damage. There's no.
Okay, that's 2 then.
Cool. 2 more damage. It squeals further, but it is still alive. We've got the spider's turn. The most damage was done by that pesky dwarf, so it's going to sit in on that now.
Yarp's turned up with no armor or anything.
It's gonna make a bite with its hideous mandible. Oh, it fumbled.
Yay! Bits its own leg.
So I think the shield does +1 to armor.
Yeah, I've got that down. I've got an armor class of 9, yeah.
Okay, just got to work out what it's rolling on its hit die here. So it has 3 hit die, so it's D8. 6. Weapon lodged in PC's chest. That's the crit. That's the crit table.
That's not much of a fumble.
I was going to say that seems worse.
Certainly a fumble for the character.
Yeah, unless he's lodged in his own chest.
Where in the heck is the? Okay, we've got Aaron next. You want to start thinking about your next move whilst I work out what this fumble does. Oh, it drops its weapon. It must retrieve it or draw. Okay, so it hurt its mandible, right? It's going to spend its next turn basically, rubbing its mandible like a fly or something like that to clear it up. Yeah. So
don't be cute though. You'll make us not want to kill it.
Following behind these 2 dwarves that come barreling through the doorway comes a third person of about higher a taller height than Yarg and Yarp, the dwarves. More sort of human height. But clearly looks like they've been raised by dwarves. And it comes running in, going Yarp, swinging his longsword, seeing this spider that everyone's laying into, and then swings with his longsword. He's going straight in, just shouting, Yart!
You're all silly.
You know what? These are going to be the most famous characters, aren't they, in the future? Yarp, Yart, and Yarg.
For Farg!
So the best cheese on the planet.
Is 11, which doesn't hint. I think we need a 14, don't we?
Yep, you've discovered that 14 hits. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not massively lucky, so he's not going to burn his luck. So not this time, anyway. So he comes swinging round, and I think he just with everybody there and the excitement of the whole thing, he just manages to miss this enormous spider. But that's fine, because Zeb has a go with his short bow. And in all of the excitement, it's a 6.
Fairly well established that this thing is in melee too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to roll your percentile? See if you get under 50. Under 50, you don't hit anyone.
82.
Yeah, that's not under 50.
No, he said under 50.
Okay, 28.
Oh, can we just go back to 9?
Okay, well, do you want to make luck checks for your unluckiest characters? Whoever rolls lowest will be the most unluckiest.
We know who that is.
Oh, yeah. So Yart rolled a 15 and his luck's 9.
Okay, so you've missed by 6. Have a roll and see if anyone.
Brody's luck is 8 and he's rolled an 8.
All right, so better off.
I've rolled a 4.
Okay, so minus whatever. All right, so the 6 is going to
6 over 4 under a 10. So
great. So the 6 over, the character with 6 over is going to have an attack roll against them.
Yeah.
Yart's hurting himself.
No, it's from the short bow that's been fired by Zeb, which is 2 points of damage.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you just roll damage, or did you roll the attack? Because you re-roll the attack when this happens.
Oh, you re-roll the attack as well. Okay, hang on. Re-rolling the attack, he definitely misses. That was 2.
Okay.
But he wasn't trying to hit, was he?
No, it wasn't trying to
he
hit.
misses.
Critical fumble. And then, no, we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah. Well, that's
trying not to hit someone. Is that a hit?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed.
Arrows going around corners.
Dark Orc Phil. I'm back at the top of the order. Oh wait,
Alrighty.
sorry if I missed something.
I was just going to say, and Gem at this point is not making any form of attack.
Just roll
The eyes go from being on the floor to being up on the wall. Is that possible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you notice that you can climb up the wall.
Yeah, so her eyes have now climbed up onto the wall. So she's at a much better height, she's watching the things going on.
Cool. All right, so now Dark Orc.
Yarg looks around and goes, Yarg!
I love that you loved the dog so much you just resurrected him as a different character.
I just rolled on Purple Sorcerer, got a dwarf, and thought, yeah, go on in.
Yeah. Cool. So Yarg screams the family battle cry.
Yep. And, well, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a family battle cry. Every member of the family has their own unique battle cry.
Yeah. We established in the first episode they're like Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you didn't see that, go watch it.
Yeah.
First episode of Nib and Pendlebury's Perilous Pantry, by the way. Right, so he's going to... I think he's going to, in terms of story, he's going to actually run in for a shield bash and then try and twat the thing.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's a D14. Yep, that one. That's a miss, and he doesn't have a lot of luck. But then we'll then try and take a swipe with oh, hang on a minute. That should be a D16, shouldn't it? There we go. Jeez Louise. I'll take Snake Eyes on that.
You didn't.
I did.
You got a fumble in. Is that...
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yard.
Yarg.
That's a dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the hell's my fumble die?
Your fumble die is determined by your armor.
It's there. It's D8. Okay.
And
7 with negative of luck. Oh, my luck's not negative. It's a 0 modifier, so that's a 7.
7. You drop your weapon. You must retrieve it or draw a new one on your next action.
Didn't really like that sword very much anyway.
Didn't you hit the shield first?
Yeah, but I got the fumble with the sword.
Ah, right. Okay. Cool.
So I went to go and hit with the shield, kind of missed, and then I went to swing the sword and kind of left the sword behind.
Yeah.
And the reason I missed is because I basically ended up with an empty hand trying to slap this thing in the face.
Yeah, your hand came forward, but the sword did not. Yeah.
Exactly. It probably got caught on, I don't know, something. Just sliced through my own
on your
suspender or
belt at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so that leaves me with, we've got Yale and just checking the agility. Right, so Groovex will go first. So Groovex is going to bring up his mace and try and smack the sorry, I'm just trying to work this out. Oh no, sorry, Groovex has got the longbow, so it's going to try and take another shot at the eye of this thing. He doesn't think he's going to be able to get behind it to do a backstab or anything like that. So, fails. And then Yale is going to come in with Battle Axe. Just try and swipe at another arm.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
There are a few.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I finally got a hit. Wasn't a mighty deed, but I got 16 on the hit. 18. Actually, it's 19 on the hit. Cool. So, would you like some damage on that?
Yeah, that's how we do it.
5, 6, 7, 8. With a strength modifier as well.
I mean, you've already killed it, so yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Tell us how you kill it.
Aiming to slice this thing across one of the arms, but actually, in the process, slices through the arm, and brings the knife straight through into the abdomen of the spider, and then has to pull the knife, the battle axe down in order to free it out.
Yeah.
And basically slicing through the carapace.
That's gross.
I mean, you're the one with the great big spider.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Cool. So we've got carved up spider in the room. We've got some eyes on the walls, and you've got a few new faces in well, I mean, I guess not new to most of the party, but like 1/3 of the party now is made up from the same
Same dwarven family.
Yeah, so
I mean,
Bard's honor.
Farg's legacy of being an absolutely useless dwarf in combat lives on.
Are you all children of Fog? Is that what it
I
is?
think being as we
Yart isn't really. Yart
Right.
is an adopted. He's an
and Yart-
adopted child of the Farg family.
And Yarp's more second cousin.
Yeah,
Right.
I would think that as they're all beginning with a Y instead of an F day, they're more likely cousins.
On the other
From
side of
town.
other side of the valley.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They know each other.
Yeah. They've met up.
obviously
They've
they're
met up
fighting
at
in
barbecues. You know.
All dwarves know other dwarves. That's just how it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's just for a moment, I'll give you a quick rundown of what's in this room again. You've got all the surfaces in this room are smooth work stone in sharp contrast to the natural rock in the previous area. The door that you stand in front of is 10 foot tall, carved in the image of an ancient demonic beast with 3 fist-sized emeralds temptingly set into the eyes of the door, just begging to be touched. And you've got large clay pots that have been moved around and sloshed about with water and filled with flowers and so forth. Quite a number of the lids are just strewn on the ground. The place looks like a 3-year-old's been in here.
Or a dwarf.
Or a dwarf, yeah.
Well, Brody is just getting out of the web that's all over him, so he's like, cutting himself off and removing it all. He's like, oh my goodness me, I can't believe it. It's another spider. This is just horrific. I think we need to prepare for spiders in future. I like to do some spider training, I think, because that was awful.
You want to be a spider?
No, training to kill them.
To be fair, you're collecting your spider badge. Last ones were toad spiders.
Oh my goodness me, yeah.
Now you're seeing all sorts of like a menagerie of spiders.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
So, but he's thinking that we need to really know what to do next. And one of the things that he's found out when studying about Ildivar is that he can ask the goddess to kind of tell him what to do in the next kind of like 10-15 minutes or so, as long as it's not extremely complicated. So I think that's something he'd like to have a go at, really. So he's going to sit down and do a bit of self-reflection while he asks his goddess for some foresight.
Cool. Is this a patron like a
No,
patron
it's the
bond, or is it
spell,
a patron?
second sight cleric spell.
Okay, cool. So if you to cast a spell, you just roll your d20, add your personality modifier, all that kind of stuff. You want to do a manifestation as well?
Yeah, we will do. We will do. Let's hope it's because I've just been reading up on what happens if you critically fail when you're asking a god for something and it's not good.
Don't do that. Do you want my dice? I'll help.
Let's have a look. So let's have a look what my modifiers are for that. So
clerics normally add personality and their level.
Yeah. So I've got a +1, so +2 altogether. So let's go for it. We've rolled a 9, so that's a 11, which is possibly.
That's normally a fail.
Yeah, I was going to say I
You
think that
normally
is a
need one
fail.
more.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do much about that. Can I? Can I burn luck for a cleric thing? I don't think I can I?
You can burn luck. You can also. Yeah, you can also spell burn, but I think the rules as written you have to do like before you. It's like you burn your personality, but you have to do it before you roll as well.
Yeah, indeed.
So yeah,
indeed. So no, failed on that, I'm afraid. So I don't know what's happening in the future.
Okay, so if you fail, then you take 1 point of disapproval, which basically moves up your critical failure.
So now an extra percentage.
Yep. Cool. All right, so you sit down, you focus, but the smell of slowly decomposing flowers and the dampness of water and the disgusting decay of the ichor of the dead spider in the room just saps all your concentration, and you're not able to see anything here.
Yacht stands there and watches this funny person sitting on the floor looking like they're meditating, and then turns to the others and goes, Yacht, and goes to heavily shove the door.
Okay, sure. So is this with the intention of Yart, like, sort of trying to break down the door?
Yeah, he's trying to push the door or break down the door.
Yeah, because you established earlier that there's a bit of like a rack in it, but it feels like it's sort of stopped against something. I guess Yart didn't know this, right? If Yart wants to make a DC 15 strength check.
17.
17 will do it, yeah. So Yart goes with all his force, Yart! And the thing on the splinters of wood explode into the room as the stone doors swing open, and you can tell from, like, you know, the scene that lies before you, there must have been like a wooden sort of barricade, so like a thing holding the door closed, right? But it is no longer doing that, and it doesn't look like it will ever hold anything closed again. So you see in front of you, you know, maybe 5 feet worth of hallway that ends in like a sort of T intersection.
Yacht turns to the others and goes, door, Yacht.
Dark. So you got one set of eyes and one person who can't talk. It's a tough role-playing assignment right there.
I was looking at I was looking at Yarp's stats, and he's just thinking, "Goodness me, I'm glad I'm a second cousin." These people are nuts.
Yard strikes me as the sort of person who has one eye like looking forward and one eye like looking out that way. Sort of thing.
There's a reason why Yart was late to the party.
Everyone tried to leave him.
From banging his head on the ceiling of the dwarven homes all the time, being much taller than
like Elf. I love it.
All right.
I was thinking more Captain Carrot, but yeah.
Brilliant.
So you got the T intersection you're facing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's move on.
Cool.
Which way?
So you walk into the hallway, and when you walk into it, it's kind of dark. I'll show you the hallway you walk into on the map there. It's on the right hand side. So before you walk into the hallway, it's dark, but as you step in, you hear like a low drone, and then a ping, 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 dunk. And suddenly the section of hallway that you're in is bathed in light, in sort of like a sort of 10-foot square. You hear more low droning and ping, ping, and thunk, and you hear thunk, thunk, and two more two more sections either side of you are sort of bathed in light as well. You look up, and there's it looks kind of like as if the stone's glowing above you. It's not like a torch. It's like the whole sort of section of stone above you is glowing.
Has Jem's eyes followed us in?
Jem's eyes have been sort of creeping along the wall and down along the floor, and they're sort of following along. The body presumably is exactly where it was at the beginning of the issue. But yeah, there is this now sort of pair of eyes floating embedded in the wall, following beyond. So every now and then rolling.
Yeah, as in, oh my god.
Doing commando rolls and stuff, looking left and right.
But I think just before we leave, I think Brody's probably going to move Jem's body into one of the alcoves, so at least it's kind of like stood safely somewhere, rather than just in the middle of the room.
So, yeah, that'll definitely happen.
Sure. And then I guess I'm hoping that we can sort this out and get those kind of ghostly eyes back into Jem's body. What are we going to do? Right, okay. So, what next, folks?
So looking at the, are we just kind of stood? Hang on, if I just grab the pointer. So we just sort of stood here at the moment.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's right.
kind of.
So we can either go.
And the stonework's
that way or
switched
that way.
on like old neon tubes.
There you go. I'm glad I described it. That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
So I mean, there's this great big arrow on the floor telling us the direction that we should go in. So I think we can go in the other direction, right?
No, we're going that way. Let's go up north.
The reason
Got a
there's no
cat
arrow
eating
going
in the
the other way
background.
is because it ends at a wall. The other way, you can see that with the bathed light.
Fair enough. We're going to go that way. No. So we go in the opposite direction to the wall.
Okay,
Go
sure.
north.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to the wall.
No,
Not
we're going
going
up. We're going where the arrow's going.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Where the
sure.
stones are lit up.
Through the doors, turn
Last
left.
chance. You want to check out that wall? No.
All right,
Okay,
we're going to check that wall out.
Can
It's a
Gem's
wall.
eyes travel down the wall, so through the door, and then turn right and travel down the wall to see what's down there?
Yeah, sure. There's a wall that you're able to go across.
Yeah. Congratulations. Achievement unlocked.
We've just been trolled.
Yeah. You wanna keep wasting the GM's time, or we're gonna go around the arrow?
No, we're going up the arrow.
Guys,
I will
come
make
back.
I can hear
I will
Rick
make an
Astley already.
entire campaign in this wall if you don't.
Never gonna let you down.
Cool. So you go around the corner. We're gonna change the map up here real quick. Yeah, thank you for taking the presentation away. I am not super confident in my ability to have the entire map hidden on the first way. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think I've got it revealed now to the correct level. You head on down that hallway there. That arrow points back towards the arrow that was pointing this way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, these are not features of the actual place. It's just,
Oh, man.
it's just part of the map. So it's not like there's an arrow drawn on the floor or anything like that. So yeah, you're heading along that way. As you continue to walk along, the lights behind you, they go ping, and then the ones in front of you go dum 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 ding, like that, and in front of you it sort of like follows the party as they're going along.
Cool.
Oh,
How I envision the streetlights of the future.
Yeah.
Only being on
Film
one
schools, if you've ever been to one of those.
Yeah. Or Billie Jean Street in Michael Jackson's video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is, well, clearly it knows, whatever's happening, knows we're here. Because as we move along, it moves with us.
yard.
Yeah.
I feel like Yart and that stick would have a really great conversation.
Can you imagine? Yark. God. Okay, so it looks like it kind of goes round the corner, does it?
If you want
Let's
to
just
continue
keep
along,
following
I
it.
can reveal
Yep.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just keep barreling along
all.
all the way along until we get to something interesting looking.
So you discover a circular sort of room in amongst all this. There's tall clay jars evenly spaced along the north, and there's a metal grate that's set into a 2-foot wide round pipe that's positioned directly in the center of the south wall. And there's also actually more clay jars in the south, sort of like either side of that wall in the south.
Very well, as in similar to the clay jars that we saw in the previous room, the ones that were filled with water and flower bulbs.
These ones are slightly bigger. They're probably about a foot and a half in diameter, maybe a little more. And they're still sort of they're just over waist high. Yeah.
Let's go and investigate the big jars.
Sure.
Yark.
So you open up one of the big jars, and looking on the inside side of it, you sort of like duck your head in, and you duck your head straight back out because it smells so bad in there. It's just it's the exact opposite of the flowers out the front there, where it was like making you feel so bad. It's like it's the sort of thing that you say to your mate, "Hey, come smell this."
Well, that's disgusting. I don't know what on earth.
But having had put your head in like just into the end, like the opening of it, there's nothing in there. It's actually quite spacious in there. But yeah, not like Doctor Who TARDIS spacious, but like it's quite big. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
It's a stinky, spacious jar.
It's a smelly pot. Yep.
Smelly pot, yeah.
It means it had something in it before that really stank. Ugh.
Yeah.
So you said there's like a grill, a grating on the wall?
Yeah, there's like a pipe, and just like maybe 2 inches into the pipe, there's like a grate.
How big's the pipe?
It would be. It's only like.
Oh, okay. So it's not something you couldn't crawl in it or anything like that.
No, I mean the grate would also stop you from crawling into the area as well.
This looks really bizarre.
Could Jim's eyes follow along the wall and into the side of the pipe?
Mm-hmm.
Should the eyes do that? They follow down and then follow down the pipe.
Go through the grate.
Where do they go? Do they go through the grate?
Yeah,
they do. They are able to get through the grate. Yeah. Can I
go in? Mm-hmm.
Can I play with Erin for a little bit again?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. But not if I remove my Zach instead of me. Bye.
So you go in and you start following. It's like a dank sort of dank pipe. It's dry. It's not wet, so you're not like underwater or anything like that. But it goes through a little while, and then eventually you see some light on the other end of the tunnel, and it looks like you're about to get to the end. But just as you get to the end, you hear the clatter of claws on stone, and a mangy sewer rat squeezes into the pipe and bounds towards you, baring its yellow teeth. As it's only you and me, you can just say what your eyes do. That's okay.
As the eyes, can I sort of stick myself to the rat at all?
Sure.
Dominate the creature in some way. So
yep.
it's squeezed itself into the pipe. I want to get the eyes onto the rat and see if I can control the rat back the other way.
Cool. So because it's not actually sort of restrained or anything.
It's not unconscious, pinned, or otherwise restrained. Yeah, so I know with dominate creature, the eyes can dominate an unintelligent creature that's unconscious, pinned, or otherwise restrained using an action die. So yeah, I'm just wondering if there's any.
Yeah, no, so you can do it, but the rat's going to get a free attack on you, is what's going to happen.
Sure. Go
cool.
for it.
So it rolled a 21. So it does, luckily it only does 1 hit point of damage is its max thing. But yeah, so it gives you a bite as you go to do it. You manage to dominate it. Because it's a really unintelligent creature, you get the save for free. But yeah, you now are able to position the eyes on the rat and dominate it and control it. So what would you like to do?
Let's take a quick peek at what's at the end of the pipe where the sunlight is, see what's there, and then I think we will return to the rest of the party.
Shelves upon shelves circle the room from the floor to the ceiling, and each shelf is packed evenly with space jars containing small clumps suspended in clear liquid, and a warm pink light bathes the entire room, coming from crystals set into the masonry. An oblong hole in the center of the chamber continues down. You would have to guess at least 80 feet to the bottom, and is lined with countless shelves of jars. There's several ladders that extend from the mouth of the hole to the bottom, and the architecture in this area is unlike anything you've ever seen. The floors and walls are constructed from smooth, porous stone like coral, and every corner is rounded off. So that's kind of what you see in that room.
So
if you want to head back to the party?
A corally room, a coral type room full of jars full of things.
And a hole that's got more jars and more things with ladders going down it.
And the light is coming from pink crystals.
In the walls,
In the walls. Cool. And with that, I control the rat back along the pipe back to the rest of the party.
Cool. Remember that none of the rest of your characters know that you're on the rat, and they don't know that you're on the rat either. So
can the rat squeeze through the grating?
Yeah.
Cool. Yep.
We're gonna just try and bring the rest of the characters back. Sorry for the extended wait. So what you see, the eyes disappear down the drain. You don't really hear anything apart from a single squeak, and that's it. And then you hear claws clattering on stone and so forth, almost at like a trot sort of pace. And then a mangy sewer rat squeezes through the grate and jumps out onto the floor. It's got, sort of these yellow claws and yellow teeth, and it's got a set of eyes set into its side.
What the chuff?
Jem, is that you again?
Oh my god, it's trying to talk to...
Jem.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Weird.
Brody tries to
you want to describe it for...
Push the rat away. You freaky looking thing. Oh no, he's doing that. Just like Barbara goes, just a second, he's doing that thing again. Blink once for yes, and two for no. There we go. Look. Oh my god.
You're actually able to make the rat squeak as well. You're able to communicate in any way that the rat could.
Does anyone speak rat?
I actually keep rats, so I've got about 8 or 9 rats in the room next door, and they communicate by weeing everywhere is what they normally do. So go for it.
Well, we've got snakes, so that'll go well.
Okay, I'm not sure. What on earth are we going to ask? So Jem went in there as eyes and has come out as a pair of eyes on a rat.
Did you see anything helpful?
Right, okay, she's looking over that
That's
way
yes.
and said yes.
Do you know where we need to go next?
That was a yes too.
Can we get there without climbing through this stupid pipe?
Can you in Ratfall lead the way?
Are you saying we all need to go back and turn into Roly Eyes?
Oh no. Oh, how's it now? Thank God.
I mean, not being funny, but I'm quite large and that pipe's quite small and I don't think I can fit.
So, right, so there's a rat. So there's a rat on the floor with eyes. And it communicates with us via both its eyes and its squeak.
Well, it's got ones. I mean, yeah. Now that you're actually looking at it, and inspecting it, it's got regular eyes, but then it's also got Gem's eyes on the side. Yeah.
Oh goodness me! So thank you, Rat. Gem, do we follow you? No.
Do we follow the rat?
Oh, over there. Over there, yes.
Do we keep going the way we were going before we took this silly detour and stood around whilst you buggered off into a pipe, only to come out and say that the way that we need to go is through the pipe, but we're too large to get in the pipe?
That was an awful lot of questions to go.
Right, we need to proceed in the direction we believe to be east.
Okay.
Sure.
So we'll
Are you coming with
corridor.
us, Gem? Right, okay, let's go. Let's go, and we'll take the four-eyed rat with us.
Yart picks it up.
Brody's not happy.
Puts it up on his shoulder.
Brody's not happy about this abomination.
No. Zeb's feeling pretty creeped out by this rat that's now at face height as well.
With a pair of eyes looking out of its side. Okay,
You gotta set double doors at the end of it.
Really?
The end of the hallway. Yep.
Lock? Are they shut?
Yard?
You
Okay.
Yard?
You-
Push? Yard?
you push
Yard's
it.
gonna
It's Scandinavian.
Push the doors again.
Established.
You push and they don't move.
Yard.
Okay, and we don't have a key. We've never had a key for any of these doors.
No.
Does it have a locking mechanism? Is there like a keyhole?
It doesn't appear to be a keyhole on this one. No, there's some door handles.
Oh, okay. Let's give the door handles a pull. Straight push.
You push and nothing happens.
Pull.
Yeah, they're open. Yeah, I told you. I told you I was going to do it.
Yard's not intelligent enough to have realised that the door handles mean pull.
Yeah.
He got the last door to open with a push, so obviously it's gonna work each time.
Absolutely.
As far as he's concerned.
50% of the time it does work. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so
So-
pull the doors open. What do we see?
You see alabaster statues of creatures in fighting poses that line the walls of this room. There's owls and dwarves. There's strange reptile-like humanoids, all in fighting poses. And in the northeast corner, there's a giant snake-haired creature with a large bowl between its cloven hooves. There's also bleached skulls that are mounted on wooden plaques high on the walls. I mean, that would be weird enough, but the weirder thing about the skulls is none of them have eye sockets. All the statues, all the statues, all the skulls, they all have just blank smoothness where the eyes should be.
Somebody else we've come across. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Okay, this is getting freakier by the second.
Let me reveal that room as well.
Cool. I'll just bring that up. Boing.
Right, okay, so there's statues everywhere with no eyes. There's skulls mounted on the walls with no eyes. And we've got a rat with an extra set of eyes.
Four-eyed rat. So the skulls that have got no eyes, they're smoothed over. So there's no eye sockets. It's just bone, right?
Yeah, so this is perhaps one of the things that you notice distinctly about it is like all the things you've seen thus far have been like skin over the sockets, but these skulls have bone grown over the sockets. So yeah.
A closer inspection of the snake statue creature thing.
Yeah, sure. You wander up, and you notice that you look at the bowl that is in front of it. The statue is sort of about 3 feet in diameter, and it's and it is about the same size as the bowl, which is also it's quite wide, and it's filled with black wet earth, wriggling with fat earthworms. But the thing, like, before you were actually able to take that full side in, you hear like patting of feet on stone, and just like in order, like just sort of stuff. And we can all roll initiative, and I'll tell you what.
Utini.
My bad rolls have continued.
Okay, Phil.
3.
Yeah, Phil.
I've got a 10 for mine.
Aaron.
2.
What is your agility score, Phil, for the character that was rolling?
Let's go and have a look. 13.
13. Okay, so you're going to go from. So Phil's going to go first with a 10, which is pretty crazy. And then the bad guys, and then Dark Orb Phil, and then Aaron. Okay, so Phil, you can't see who the bad guys are yet, but you
not
hear
even,
the web padding and the.
Not even Barbo, who's got infravision.
It's not dark. Isn't the problem? It's the fact that they're not in this room. You can just hear them coming up the stairs.
Okay, in that case, so Barbo is going to. So there is it. I'm just trying to work out. Is it quite far away? I mean, are we talking like distance? So
if you're having a look at the map here, you can hear the sounds coming up the stairs that are on the stairwell that's coming into the room up here.
So I'm going to prepare for like a missile attack then. So I've got a sling and some stones. So Barbo's going to prepare, ready to unleash something towards them coming up the stairs.
Yep. Anything coming up the stairs is going to get smacked. Yeah. Cool.
Yep. Yeah. Brody is going to. He's unsure actually at the moment, so I think he's going to hold because it depends what's coming. So he's thinking that they're going to be evil undead, like deadly things again. So he's thinking about casting a spell, but he really wants to see what it is before he does that.
Sure.
And Yarp, let's go and have a look. What's Yarp going to do? Yarp's going to prepare with his staff and his shield, and he's going to be ready just to batter them up if they come up.
Yep, cool. All that sounds fine, apart from the fact that the readying a spell and being able to decide what you're going to do with it based on what comes up is kind of a bit of a powerful thing to do. So what we'll do is we'll make you make a luck check when they come up to see whether you've sort of already said it's already whether the bullet's left the gun or if you fire it. Yeah. Cool. Cool. So that was Phil's turn. Right. So it's the bad guy's turn. Right. So what you see racing up is 5 figures. They're sort of waist-high figures in burlap robes, and they rush in and instantly sort of it's. There shouldn't be anyone here, sort of thing. There's that right. We're in a fight, sort of thing. Look on their faces now. They're clutching curvy daggers in tiny clawed hands, and their faces are completely sort of concealed beneath their hoods. But you can see from their skin and so forth on their hands that they have sort of like a pale purpley sort of skin, and based on their body sizes you can tell as well that their heads are sort of oversized compared to where their bodies are. So they're going to run in. Do you want to do your stuff, Phil?
Yeah. So So the idea was either like to paralyze them or turn them away if they were like undead or whatever. So let's go for paralysis, which is a spell from Brody. So let's have a look. That's 20.
So he's a wizard, yeah? So he's going to do...
no, it's cleric. Cleric.
Oh, cleric, okay.
Yeah, so that's a 15 plus 1 plus 1, so that's a 17.
Wow, that's going to be good.
So 17 is, let's have a look. Well, let's do the, I've got a D3 for manifestation. Let's find out what it looks like. It's a glowing halo. Oh no, sorry, I'm reading protection from evil. Sorry, it's a D4. Looking at the wrong bloody spell. I rolled a 3, so that's a white pallor. So essentially, there's like a kind of like mist kind of comes out and just stops them dead. And we'll find out what it actually does in just a second. So it says, the cleric's hands become melee weapons that are charged with an energy of paralysis. And this white pallor comes out and it's for 1d4. So it's for 4 rounds. They will be, let's have a look. Delivers normal damage plus paralysis if the target fails a will save. So I've actually got to hit them. Oh,
okay. That's all right. So you gear up before you start up, and all the dust starts coming off your hands, like you just put your hands in one of those like chalk things at the gym.
Yeah. So I've got 5 rounds of being able to strike them down with paralysis.
Cool. What are the other two missile weapons as well?
Yep. So we've got. Let's have a look. So Brody was that was Brody. So Barbo is doing a sling. So let's have a look. So that's D20 for a hit first. 14 plus 2 for missile attack. No, plus 1. So that's a 15.
Yep, sure. 15 is a hit.
Very good.
Hi, Solar Flare Glare. Thanks for joining us. Hey, listen, stick around. There's going to be some audience participation stuff we're going to have.
Let's have a look. So we've got just a second. I'm just trying to work out what a slingshot stone does as damage. I think it's D4.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
Just a second.
D&D Club. Well, this is a slightly different variant of D&D. It's still a D20 system. It's called Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's D&D's crazy uncle, basically.
Right. So
So true.
D4 damage, and that's a 2. And I get plus 2 on missile damage as well, so that's a 4.
All right. So you bean him and. He just goes back down the stairs. You hit him right in his big noggin, and you hear it go thumping down the stairs.
And then Yarp's going in with his big stick.
Yarp.
Okay, sure.
So he's going to do a staff attack first, which is a 17 plus 1, so that's 18.
18's a hit.
And it's I've got to do a D3 dice for this, haven't I? Let's have a look. So that's a 3 plus 1, so that's 4 damage.
Yeah, again, you sump this thing out of existence. Yeah.
And then he's got a shield attack as well. Is there one close enough to kind of back up the shield?
Well, it was only like a 5 or 10 foot space that they were coming out of. Yeah, so you can just like walk in and just.
So let's just get the right dice. It's a D14 for that then. So that's that's only a 9.
9 is a miss.
Bugger.
You only got to kill 2 of them.
Yeah. That's my guy's done.
Okay, now they're going to have a go back. They start swinging around, and their hoods sort of like as they're swinging around, sort of flip back, and you see this pale green bumpy skin with yellow teeth and yellow eyes and so forth. They share a resemblance to sort of halflings, but not any halfling you've ever seen. And they come with their curved daggers at the last character that just attacked.
That's Yarp.
And that is a 14 against Yarp's AC.
9, so that's a hit.
That's a hit. Okay, we're going to give you one more. That is a natural 1 for one of them, so that's going to be the fumble. And the third one is a 5. So you get one hit with the curved dagger. We're going to give you 2 points of damage, and we're going to quickly find out. What the fumble was there as well.
Gotta love a fumble.
This is part of the craziness of DCC. Is the fumbles have a table that you roll on, and awesome stuff happens. This one, the weapons comes loose in its hand. It can quickly grab it back, but its grip's disrupted, so it takes a -2 penalty to its next attack roll. So yeah, it swings in, and it probably hits your shield that you've just been swinging around. Then it sort of like dongs its knuckles, and it sort of loosens its grip a little bit. So it's going to spend its next turn kind of doing that before it attacks.
I think I know who's going to get a shield in the face next round.
All right, Phil Darkorb.
Alrighty, so Yarg is intending to make a weird occultist kebab with one or more chunks of meat. And so that's my first intention there. And then with the second attack, is intending to then shield bash him down the stairs. All right. So that's the intention. I'm just being an idiot and I can't find the right die. There we go. Okay. So, as is tradition with these dwarves, apart from other Phil's dwarves, the first attack definitely did not pay off. And the second attack rolled exactly the same, even though it used a different die. So, I'm not entirely sure what Yarg is playing at, but he clearly had an idea that was far beyond his station. I suspect, even though he didn't fumble, that maybe he just completely misses and ends up running past and going halfway down the stairs.
What's down here?
Maybe he's a little bit attention deficit and just.
I mean, because they're quite short, these things. You might just be looking over them, like you're not actually able to.
He's gone for like a battle charge with almost like a knight, on a horse, going in to try and skewer jousting. Thank you. Going in trying to skewer, and this guy's just gone to one side. And he's just kind of
step left.
Yarg! And starts running down the stairs before he realizes what's happened. The warrior is going to, laughing as he goes, is going to just try and basically take his battle axe and just swing into the guy that stood aside, because he's now stepped into melee range.
Yeah, sure.
The deed didn't pull off, but I rolled 16, 17, 18, 19 on that.
All right. Yeah, that'll hit. Yeah.
And then damage is somewhere. I have a D10, but I seem to. There it is. Wow! That's a 6 points of damage.
Yep. So tell me how you killed that one.
Basically, as this guy stood aside to evade Yarg's mighty attack, the mighty warrior, Yale, brings her battle axe down in the opposite direction. So basically, they kind of one steps aside as the battle axe comes in and just cleaves neatly in half. And the top half then lifts up slightly and then drops back down exactly in the perfect place. And then body horror warning here, the blood just starts to seep over the edge of that cut And so he's now wearing slightly redder trousers.
No, nice shot. Okay, so the because it lands back down and you cleaved it cleanly, the hood that it was wearing is now there's just like a piece of cloth on top of its head, so that falls away, and you can see the head, the purple skin, and so forth, and there are just like the head is ridden with eyes. There's just like eyes all over its head. You've cut clean through a few of the eyes as well. They're all blinking in different cadences and so forth. And yeah, as the thing falls down and there's half a melon goes back down the stairs. Is that everyone's turn?
I've still got Groovex, the thief. Cool. Are there any baddies still here?
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Okay. Have I got any opportunity to get a backstab in? Would that be possible at all?
Yeah, well, they just watched Yarg charge past, right? And so they're probably like,
What the?
Where the hell are he going?
Yeah.
Distraction technique.
yeah.
I mean, I asked the question, would it be possible to get a backstab in? But then that happened, and I rolled
Yay!
because my dice rolls have been just so great lately.
Fumble!
I don't have written down here what my combo die is.
What armor are you wearing?
I've got padded armor, so it's a D8. Right. And that is an 8, modified by luck. My luck is a +1, so does that make it a 9?
Makes it a 7.
Yeah,
you take your luck off.
Yeah,
so you drop your weapon, you must retrieve it or draw a new one on your next action. You're pretty good at that. That's kind of like your fumble. Yeah.
There's like a pile of weapons on the floor. What's going on?
Oh, that dagger was rubbish.
And that sword. And that curved scimitar blade. Throw them all on the ground.
You're gonna get the nickname of Ding, because there's a sound you hear every time you start fighting, right?
It was Yarg that did that earlier, but everyone is just, I am rolling really badly on everyone's behalf. So yeah, that happened.
So Aaron, there's still 2 more standing. They are looking sort of confused at why they're having weapons dropped at their feet.
There is a battle cry of Yard! And the enormous Yard and his mighty longsword comes striding into the melee, swinging his sword about him. And 21, that hits.
All right.
And
not a natural 20 then?
No, it was 18 and a 3 on the deed. So, yes, comes in, swings, and then what have we got? Damage is D8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 points of damage.
Oh, explodes.
With the longsword.
I tell you what, as you did so much damage and you hit the deed, I'm going to give you the collateral of hitting both of them at the same time.
Nice. In a whirlwind spin, slices straight through the pair of them, yelling, "Yarr!
Those things had 4 hit points each, so yeah, you well and truly killed those things. Cool.
Can I just, Zach, can you have Yarg enthusiastically returning to battle?
Yeah.
Well, afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well. As we're getting quite close to the end here, I'm actually gonna quickly narrate what Yarg sees as he charges down the hallway and leave you with that as a tempting little tidbit to come back to. So that's what you see if you want to share the VTT there. So the stairs open up into a great hall, and the high ceilings are held in place by two massive opalescent columns. There's triangles of green light that reflect off 3 gems set into the large stone skull in the east end of the room, and there's a grand set of doors to the west. There's tapestries on the north and south walls depicting enormous eyeballs on a background of crawling worms. And we'll leave that for the rest of the party to investigate the next time we play.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Judge Zach. Thank you to Erin. Thank you to Phil. He couldn't be with us for this episode, but thank you also to Jay, who I hope will be back with us for the next one. Please come back and see us for the next installment of The One Who Watches From Below. And if you enjoyed, please like, please subscribe. Find us on YouTube, find us on Discord. The Discord links are on the bottom of most of our YouTube channels, YouTube shows. So, yeah, come and say hi. And we'll see you very, very soon. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you to Solar Flare Glare for taking part as well in the comments. And we'll see you very soon. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.